a rant in Nebraska, in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it was during a council meeting, and a woman comes up and she wants to go on an anti-gay rant. And I have my reservations about this story, okay, because the woman turns out to be schizophrenic. However, given that, here is her rant.
Lesbian professors state, quote, wives are enslaved by their husbands, unquote. All you married councilmen know this is not true. And this is deranged thinking. We can have no gays in education. The Canadian Gaetan Dugas was the first person to get AIDS in 1980. He depressed his immune system with pot. He ruptured intestines as his partner became a corpse. Candida fungus grows hugely on a corpse. AIDS is a Candida fungus disease. Roman senators went to Roman baths to be promiscuous, gay, bis, and orgiers, then went to the Colosseum to watch Christians get mauled and perish. Do gays become sadistic? Yes. They cuss after coupling, don't like the land they lay on, and 80% of those that did treason by the year 2000 were gays. Don't employ gays in military, education, health, or psychology. They are the genociders, molesters, treasonous, deranged.
Okay, it goes on for 5 minutes, and there's a lot of hilarious parts to it. Hillary Clinton apparently was a lesbian in college, and apparently gays can't spell. And there's the licking of the anus, et cetera, that she goes into. But you turn it into a huge downer by figuring out that she's schizophrenic.
Right.
Otherwise, it was going to be awesome.
Her family members spoke to the media, and during their interviews, they basically said, look, she's schizophrenic. In fact, she's not even incompetent. She's so incompetent that we have to take care of her 24/7. So you got to take what she's saying with the
downer.
I know, I'm a downer. But look, I still want to bring up this story because I'm amused that she's saying all these outlandish things, and there's only one guy in the background who seems outraged and amused by it at the same time. Everyone else is like,
yeah, like, I'm like, what's going on? Why are they not interested?
She's talking about like ruptured intestines and licking the anus and all these disgusting.
And obviously gays shouldn't be allowed into psychology and like all these disconnected. And the kid in the back, I mean, you just only saw a snippet of it. For 5 minutes, he's like, what? And then he's passing notes to his friend who's obviously across the thing, the aisle, and he's like,
but that video was so symbolic for me, right? Because oftentimes I feel like that guy in the room, right? Where everyone else is asleep at the wheel, they're like, you know, not paying attention to what's going on, and you know, you're that one person who's like, everybody pay attention to what this crazy person is saying. Why is she up on the stand? Why is she talking?
And you know, they're doing all this testimony on why, you know, gays shouldn't have rights, et cetera, because they're having a real debate about this, right? And the amazing part of this is that people didn't even realize she was schizophrenic until later.
Yes.
Right? Like, because there's so many people are coming up and like, the gays are bad in this way and they're bad in that way, and then this lady comes up and they're like, they puncture intestines, they hate psychology, they can't spell, and they lick anuses, and people are like, oh, okay.
Turns out Hillary Clinton was a lesbian in college too.
Right. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they're like, oh, there was a problem with that lady? Right? That's the real issue here. Yeah. The fact that people couldn't tell that there was something wrong with her because the actual people who are against gay rights are so crazy, it's hard to tell them apart from that schizophrenic lady sometimes.